Hi guys, and welcome to Python tutorial of how to create an XOR encryption and decryption app. So I received a message from this guy who wants me to create something like this that will decrypt and encrypt. So here is my message to him. Here's an example of how you can create a simple XOR-based text encryption and decryption program using Python Tkinter library. Please note the XOR-based encryption is not very secured and should not be used for a sensitive data. This is just an example meant for educational purpose. So I believe I have done what you want. So I'm going to clear it and show you how it works. Let's assume I want to encrypt and decrypt this. Please know that this example is very basic and not suitable for actual secure data. For secured encryption, you should actually use the proper library, okay? Now, I've entered this data that I want to encrypt. Up here, I haven't entered my code. So if I click on that, it's telling me to enter a code right up there. So let's assume my code is 9012. So you must remember whatever code you enter, and I click on encrypt. There we go, look at that. It's encrypted already. So if I delete all of these and I want to decrypt, let's assume I don't have this anymore. There, it's telling me where is the code. Okay, so I'm going to enter the code 9012. There, you see, I'm able to decrypt it. One other thing that you can do is when you click on encrypt, you can always get rid of the data here while all the encrypted data is here. You can do that. That's no big deal. Alright, I will show you guys how to put one of these together. So let's exit out and start a new project entirely. Exit and we click on start new. Now, first of all, you will have to import as follows. Import Tkinter and make sure all is imported. Okay, now the next thing is you want to now import Tkinter message itself. Import Tkinter dot message, and I'm also going to import Tkinter message as message. Okay, so you do both like that as well, as message. That's message box. There we go. Now the next thing is I'm now going to, let's say I want to create my main window here. So let's say create main window. My main window is created. So let's say the main window is going to be known as root, and that is TK. Make sure the K is lowercase. Then the root.title, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm just going to call my XOR encryption. Right there, XOR encryption and decryption. Now, I'm going to state my geometry here. That's going to be the size and the coordinates. So let's say geometry, and that is going to be 1920 by maybe 1000, and I'm going to make the coordinates 0 by 0. So 0 by 0 will start from here up here. That is that done. Now the next thing that I want to do is, before I create those functions, and right underneath here I'm going to create the widget that I intend to use. So let's just put this there so that you guys know. That's going to be for the widget, and up here that's going to be for the function. Create the function. Okay, right here, create the widget, but we're going to create the widget first. All right, now the very first one that I'm going to create will be the one I will use for my label. So let's say key underscore label. That is going to be equals label. The widget is a label, and in there is resident inside the root. Then I'm going to set the font that will be equals Arial. Then the size is going to be about, let's say 24. Make that bold, and the text on it equals key. So that's the key that you will have to enter. Okay, so we just need to now get it packed. Let's make this one uppercase. Get your key packed right underneath here. Dot pack. Okay, that one is set. So the next thing we want to do is I'm now going to also create key entry. So for the key entry, maybe I'll just copy all of these as well and just change the names around. This is key entry. That's an entry as well. And here is going to be entry. Remember, the entry is uppercase. So key entry, and that is 24 as well. Let's define a width for it. It doesn't have any. Get rid of this and just enter width. That is going to be about, I'm going to make it about 50, and I'm going to kind of like justify it. That is going to be center. There we go. That one is done. Oh, let's do one other thing. As soon as the program opens up, I want you to set focus. Get rid of that. There should be an S. Focus. So that one is taken care of. The next one is I'm going to create a label now. Again, this very label be the one that will be telling you or advising the user to enter a plain text. So let's just call it plain text. Yeah, text. So that is right underneath that as well. All right, the plain text having the same font, but the text on it, I'm going to change that to plain text. Now, I then need the next one is going to be for my widgets. So that's going to be text. Then I'll then enter the button there, change this to text. Right. And in the case of text, the widget is going to be text. Okay, in the case of the text, I'm going to change this to width. I need a width and a height there. So let's grab a width and a height. That's the width, and let's enter height. Let's assume the height is going to be about 5, and the width, I'm going to make that about maybe 80. Okay, I'm going to do one thing before I proceed. Let's just end the whole process. Dot main loop. There. So I'm going to save that. File, save as. Let's go into my directory. And right there, just going to call it 1. Save. There we go. So I'm going to run that. Let's see if there's any error so far. Let's see, comma is missing just right here. There's a comma missing there. Okay, let's run that. There we go. Okay, so that is it. So I'm going to now add one button here, then I'll just copy and paste the rest. So in here, I'm going to now add a button. Okay, so let's copy this again, paste right underneath here, and this is going to be a button. So this button will be for the encryption. So let's just call it encrypt. Put a Y in here. Yeah, encrypt underscore button, and that's going to be a button there. And the text on it will be, we'll just change the text on it to encrypt. Okay, this button, I don't know if I should give it a size or just leave it the way it is. Yeah, we can make it maybe about 10. The choice is yours, you don't have to do that. Get rid of the height. So it should give us a default height. And the text on it, I can just call dot encrypt. Paste that in there, change the text to encryption. That's going to be in uppercase. The E will be in uppercase there. Okay, so that is my button set. and it's not fully set yet. Let's change this as well. Alright, so I'm going to run that. There we go, that's my button there. Okay, now, okay, I'm also going to create another one that I will call ciphertext. So let me just copy all of these. Yeah, so come right down here and just paste. There we go. And I'll change the name of this to ciphertext. Cipher. Very good. And this one as well. So that will be for the label. And the label will be, just change that to ciphertext. Change this to uppercase. That's for the label. Now below it is going to be ciphertext. This ciphertext is a text widget, and change this to ciphertext as well. And there, every other thing remained the same. Now, this one, instead of encrypt, I'm going to change that to decrypt. Put a D in there. Okay, let's see. And get rid of the N. Okay, so this, I'm going to change this as well to decrypt. There. So I think that one is set. Let's run it and see. There we go. The second one is there as well. And finally, I'm going to create another one that will just be label and for text. So grab this. So those ones will be for, they will be known as decrypt anyway. So change that to, copy this. The label will be for decrypted one, so we can just change that to decrypted. Right. That is that done. That is for the label, and the text is going to be decrypted as well. So decrypted text. Now for this label, let's change this to decrypted. There we go. Okay, that's looking good so far. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add two buttons, one to reset and the other one for exit. So let's come down here. So I'm going to change this to reset. We can just call it reset button or whatever. There. And this is going to be reset as well. This is exit. But the problem is the two of them would be kind of like on top of each other, which I don't want. So I want to show you guys what I'm talking about now. Okay, if I run it now, check this out. Run. There we go. You can see the reset, the exit button. I want them side by side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create. Let's create a frame here. Come in here and I just call it button underscore frame. And that is going, the widget is going to be equals frame. And this frame is inside the root. That's all. Now, I can even say dot pack right away. There we go. And which means these two components, they are the child of this. So I'm going to copy that and just paste this in here. So we should be able to get them side by side. So right here, I'm going to change that to side equals left. Yeah, put that at the left. And let's say we get it packed the x-axis by around 10, and I'm going to repeat the same thing here. So this one is going to be right on the right hand side. Well, if I say left, well, one of them should be right. Let's say right and see what's going to happen there. There we go. So if I run it now, or left, no, I don't want it like that. I'm going to change this to left. Let's say run. There, I want it right underneath here. So exit out. You see, because it's right underneath here, like I said, I want it center. I think I know what's actually happened. I'm going to get rid of this. I won't pack it there. I will pack it officially separate. Bring this here so it should be able to get it centered now. Okay, check that out. The button is there. That's the button. Sorry, that's the frame. I've packed the frame as an independent frame on its own. So let's run it and see. I should be able to get these two buttons centered. There we go. Look at that. Okay, you see that? So all that is done. Now what is left for us to do now is to put together some lines of function. So all of the widgets are taken care of. Now here, the first function, maybe we can just call that the reset. Let's say reset. There. So I need the name of every single component here. This is entry. Grab hold of the entry. So in the case of the entry, I'm just going to enter entry key enter dot delete, and it's going to delete everything from 0 to the end. 0 to the end. Okay, now the others, entry key, yeah, this is a text. Okay, let's grab hold of the text, paste the text in there, and just copy this, dump it there. Now in the case of the text, you will notice I'm going to make that from number 1 dot to 0. That is the method that you have to use in there for the text. This is for entry, this is how you delete text. So I'm going to just, let's come in here and say entry, or let's say clear entry widget. Okay, so the other one is going to be clear text, clear text widget. All right, so that is done. I'm going to now clear the other two, grab all of that. Yeah, this one. Okay, just grab all of them individually. Now paste. Let's paste this there first. There. And decrypt. Let's see the decrypt. Yeah, there we go. That's it. And just paste that in there as well. Copy this, paste it there. And that takes care of my reset. So I'm going to copy reset, come right down here. You see the command reset. Reset here. Comma command equals reset. So if we try that out, you should be able to get the reset doing its own thing. So whatever you enter in there, reset. So the reset is working fine. So let's go back. Now let's take care of exit. So come right down here. Let's call that maybe I exit. So in the case of I exit using an if statement, I exit equals Tkinter dot message box dot, and that's going to be ask yes or no there. and then I'm going to enter the name XOR. Okay, and that's meant to be my title, so I'm going to say confirm if you want to exit. There we go. If the answer to that is yes, then if this is wrong, sorry. If the answer to that is greater than 0, then destroy. Root dot destroy. And that is it, and return there. So that's exit taken care of. I'm gonna copy that, come right down here, paste that right here. So comma command equals exit. Okay, that's the lines of code for that. Yeah, I can't see any error, and that's where I call the commands. So let's run that and see. Run, save and run. Exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Okay, now the two easy ones are taken care of. Now let's take care of the decryptions and so on. There's going to be three functions in there. So the first function is to check that I have numeric data in there. So I'm just going to call that XOR underscore encrypt underscore decrypt. That's the name of my function. Okay, this function was taking text key as my argument in there. Now I come down in here now. Let's create a variable that I'm going to call encrypt or encrypted equals empty value dot join the check character, and the character that is going to be X greater than key and for X in the text. So now I'm going to ask you to return encrypted. There we go. So for clarification, you see this part of the code actually iterate over each character X, okay? And right here, that's the Python function that actually convert it to the Unicode character, okay? So I'm going to then create the other function. So this other function, I'm going to call that. That's going to be for encrypt. So let's get rid of this. Get rid of this as well. And then enter parentheses in there. I'm going to use a try in this case because should in case if there's any error, we want this to handle whatever error. Okay. So let's say try whatever exception that we might run into as E, and let's display a message, an error message actually, that the system can always generate on its own. Dot, let's ask it to show error, and the error that is going to show will be from within the system. Just look at whatever mistake that is made and get it corrected. As a string is going to be from within the system itself, the built-in function error handler. Now that is taken care of. So now in here, first of all, try the key. When you try the key, if it's not in integer, if it's in integer, I want you to do as follows. So key underscore entry dot get, that is my entry widget. So whatever you get, and I want you to, let's say, plain text. The plain text will be equals plain text dot get, and what you are getting should be from number 1 up to 0 and up to the end. Dot strip. Okay, so that's for the text taken care of. Now let's take care of the encrypted. Grab all of that, come right here. Encrypted, that is going to be equals XOR underscore encrypted. This function that I have in there, that's what I've just called, and that's going to be the plain and the key. There we go. Then the ciphertext, let's come down here. Cipher text underscore text dot delete. Okay, and what we're deleting is going to be from 0 to the end. Paste. Ciphertext taken care of. So clear whatever we have in there and enter as follows. So now let's ask you to then insert some value in there. So I'm going to copy that again and change it around. Paste it in here, and this, instead of delete, that will be insert. And here will be, what am I inserting? You are inserting the encrypted data. There we go. So that's the very first one taken care of. Now in case of the second one, I'm going to copy all of these again as the function taken care of, and I'll just paste that right underneath here and just change the name of the function and carry out a few changes. So this one is going to be decrypt. Let's put a D there. So that is going to be fine. Here we have to change this to the ciphertext. Alright, cipher, and this one is going to be ciphertext as well. And yeah, that's fine. Now here that will be decrypt. Okay, I'm just calling each component now. And here that's fine, but here that's going to be the cipher text, and here that would be decrypted text. Yeah, and here as well. Guess what? I think I'm done. So all that is left for me to do now is to call these two functions. So let's call encrypt. This encrypt is going to be called inside encrypt button. Let's come down. Encrypt button. There we go. That's it. So here I'm going to just enter command equals encrypt. That's the first one taken care of. The second one, I'm going to call that. That one is called decrypt. I will have to call the decrypt inside the decrypt button. Let's say decrypt button. There we go. That's it. Paste and change this one to decrypt. That is done. Okay, I think we are done now. So I'm going to try this around. But before I do that, have a good look at the lines of codes. Okay, bring it down. And down. There. Okay. So I'm going to run this and let's see how that looks like. Let's hope it will work as expected. So let's copy this and just paste it right in there. So let's run. Save and run. There we go. First of all, I'm going to enter my code in there, and paste what I've just copied. Ask it to decrypt. There we go. Look at that. Ask it to encrypt. Decrypt. Yeah. Okay. You see that? Decrypted. I'm going to reset. And let's assume we enter something. Encrypt. No, it's not encrypting because we don't have any codes. So let's make up our code. All right. Get it encrypted now. And let's say we get rid of the code. Decrypt. No, it doesn't have the code, so you need the code in there for it to decrypt there. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. And my man out there, I believe I've answered your question, bro. So you all have a nice day now, and bye for now. So just before I leave, I'm gonna show you guys the lines of codes one more time. There we go. And bring it here, there, there, and that's all there is to it. So you all have a nice day now, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. Bye for now, guys.